The 7 rules to change your life in 90 days. Have you ever felt like you're stuck inside yourself, living a watered-down version of who you could actually be? Because let's be honest, you're not just tired of your routine, the boredom, or the mental fatigue. You're tired of yourself. Tired of being the guy who says he's going to change, but never does. Who starts and stops. Who's full of ideas, but empty on results. But here's a truth no one wants to tell you. You don't need more motivation. You need to disappear. Disappear. Cut off the noise. Shut down the dopamine. Walk away from everything that's keeping you from your full potential. And no, you don't need to give it all up and move to a monastery in Tibet. You just need to bring the monastery inside you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to enter monk mode, how to change your mind, your body, your finances, and come back unrecognizable in just 90 days. No magic, no miracles, just a plan, discipline, and surgical focus. You're going to disappear from the world's radar. And when you come back, even your closest friends won't recognize you. But before we start, here's the warning. This is not entertainment. This is a manual, a call to action, a silent agreement between who you are and who you were born to become. Enter monk mode. Most people live like they've got unlimited time, always pushing things off, waiting for that perfect Monday that never comes. But the truth? The days are slipping through your fingers like sand. That's where monk mode comes in. And no, you don't need to climb the Himalayas or hide out in a temple. You need to turn your home, your daily routine, your own body, into a quiet monastery of discipline. A place where modern excess, unhinged dopamine, digital distractions, cheap addictions are no longer welcome. Picture someone trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. That's how most people live, carrying alcohol, porn, social media, anxiety, and self-sabotage with them every single day. Monk mode is about dropping the weight. In its place, you adopt a set of non-negotiable habits. Want to start simple? Do 30 minutes of physical activity, even if it's just a brisk walk. Meditate for 15 minutes. And please, cut out weed and alcohol. They're not relaxation, they're performance killers. You know that clear-headed feeling after a good workout? That's self-control giving you mental clarity. And once you taste it, you'll want more. The key is to create a small set of personal rituals, 3 to 6 daily habits, that act like mantras of transformation. Maybe it's reading a few pages from a great book like The Law of Success, or journaling your thoughts every morning. Don't underestimate repetition, it rewires your mind. Over time, these habits replace temporary pleasure with something much more powerful, self-sufficiency. And the beautiful thing is, the more you live by these principles, the more you understand how your personal style affects your productivity. Improve your appearance and style. Here's something most people don't realize. External transformation often triggers internal change. When a man looks in the mirror and likes what he sees, he walks differently, talks differently, creates differently. Confidence doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's built through how you show up in the world. This isn't about vanity. It's about self-awareness, about dressing like the person you're becoming. Sometimes it's as simple as swapping out that baggy t-shirt for a fitted shirt and feeling a whole new energy rush in. Here's a quick tip. Simplify your wardrobe. Stick to neutral colors, black, gray, white, beige, and clean fits. A simple, intentional wardrobe does more for your focus than you think. And no, you don't need to spend a fortune. Learn on YouTube, follow a few style experts. What matters is that you look aligned with your new standard. Because like it or not, people treat you the way you treat yourself. And when you take care of your appearance, people notice. And when people notice, opportunities show up. I saw it in my own journey. Every time I upgraded my personal style, my days were more productive. It's not a coincidence. What you wear becomes your armor, your uniform, your battle gear for those tough days. And it doesn't stop at looks. It lifts your mood, sharpens your mindset, boosts your motivation. And when you start to feel that shift, it's only a matter of time before you want to push further, to commit to something bigger, commit to a physical event. Now that you've been building your body and confidence, it's time for something real, something that pulls your progress out of your head and anchors it in the real world. A physical event, a marathon, a fitness competition, your first boxing match, something with a set date, where you'll have to prove, with your actions, that discipline beats excuses. Because here's the truth. You can't fake finishing a half marathon. You either ran it, or you didn't. These events become anchors. On days when it's raining, when life hits hard, when motivation dips, that event will be the rope that keeps you from slipping. I remember signing up for my first 21K. I'd never even run past 5K. But the moment I registered, that simple confirmation email, my mindset flipped. Training became a mission, not a maybe. Every run brought me closer to resilience. And in that journey, you learn one of life's most brutal truths. Results don't live in your mind. They live in the real world. You can visualize, manifest, dream all day, but without action, it's all an illusion. That's why physical events are so powerful. They force you to get real, to face your limits, your fears, your excuses. And when you overcome them, a new fire is born. And that fire? It starts pointing you towards something just as important, your financial self-sufficiency. Focus on IPAs, income-producing activities. Nothing clouds your mind more than waking up with bills hanging over your head. Financial anxiety is like a leaky faucet, small at first, but slowly drives you insane. That's why the next pillar in your transformation is focusing on IPAs, income-producing activities. This is where you stop surviving and start building. Because when that first sale drops, when that first client says yes, when that first payment hits your account, it's addictive. More addictive than any digital dopamine you've ever chased. The secret? Learn practical, marketable skills. Digital skills that you can literally turn into money from anywhere in the world. Think copywriting, video editing, automation, paid traffic, design, sales, remote support, basic coding. You can learn all of this for free on YouTube or dive deeper with courses on platforms like Udemy or Digital Launchpad. The formula is simple. Learn something useful, then learn how to sell it. This is what people call skill stacking. The more valuable skills you stack, the rarer and more in demand you become. And the more you earn, the less distracted you are. Because money isn't the end goal, it's fuel. Fuel to build your online career, to take care of your family, to invest in yourself, to buy time and freedom. Remember Bruce Wayne? He didn't become Batman just because he could fight. He had resources, and you need yours too. Without a steady income stream, everything else is at risk. Your training, your health, your peace of mind. That's why learning to create value and getting paid for it is the next logical step on your journey. And once you realize that knowledge is the bridge between where you are and the freedom you want, you'll understand why the next rule is critical. Educate yourself relentlessly. If there's one fatal mistake people make, it's believing successful people are just smarter or luckier. It's a convenient lie. Here's the raw truth. They just know things you don't. That's it. The gap between a broke man and a millionaire isn't in their DNA. It's in the intentional education each one chose to pursue. And no, I'm not talking about college or diplomas. I'm talking about results-driven knowledge. Skills that generate income, boost influence, increase productivity, sharpen clarity. Ever noticed how, after reading a great book, your mind feels wider, like the world suddenly makes more sense? That's real education kicking in. I recommend starting with books like The Science of Getting Rich, Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil. But don't stop there. With just a phone and internet, you can study neuroscience, marketing, communication, sales, digital skills, all for free. It's not about access anymore. It's about commitment. Because while you're watching another mindless video, someone else is learning how to win. And here's the best part. The more you learn, the more you want to learn. Once your brain gets a taste of real progress, it gets hooked. Your mindset sharpens. You start spotting patterns. You make better decisions. Your dopamine starts coming from growth, not distractions. And this creates a ripple effect. The more you study, the more valuable you become. The more grounded, the more capable, the more self-sufficient. And at this point, something inside you changes. You feel ready to use all this power for something deeper, something emotional, something that's not just about you. Make a promise to someone you love. There's a kind of commitment that goes beyond goal setting, vision boards, or motivational speeches. It's the kind that happens when you look someone you love in the eyes and promise. Promise you're going to change. Promise you're going to win. Promise you'll lift them out of struggle. And it's not some empty vow. It's a deep emotional connection, one that sticks to your soul like a blood oath. When you do this, failure stops being an option, because now it's personal. I still remember when I was 14 and told my mom, one day, I'm going to buy you a house and a car, paid in full, no stress, no debt. She smiled, of course. That soft, loving look, like she believed in me, but not necessarily in the dream. And that was fine. She didn't need to believe it. I did. That promise became my fuel. On sleepless nights, on exhausting days, through months with no return. Every book I read, every client I closed, every workout, every hard decision, it all had a bigger purpose. To honor my word. Do the same. Choose someone. Maybe your mom, your dad, your brother, your partner. Promise them you'll change. Promise you'll build something. Say it out loud. Write it down. Feel it. Because real motivation comes from voluntary sacrifice for something greater than yourself. And when you stack that emotional fire on top of everything else you've built, the habits, the discipline, the education, the income, you become unshakable. Which brings us to one final piece of the puzzle, the one that will let the world finally see the man you're becoming. Master the skill of communication. You can have the best idea in the world, the perfect solution, the most powerful story. But if you don't know how to communicate, all of that dies inside you. Communication is the bridge between what you think and what the world understands. It's the most underrated skill, and ironically, the one that most defines your success. Great leaders weren't just smart, they were great communicators. They used words like scalpels, cutting through the noise and going straight to the point. Mastering the art of speaking with clarity, pause, and emotion is like sculpting your own authority. And no, you don't have to be born with it. I wasn't. I used to be shy, stiff, insecure. I said, all the time. Until I started practicing. I recorded videos, pitched ideas, messed up a lot. But over time, my mental clarity sharpened. My thinking got faster. My confidence got stronger. And it wasn't just about speaking better. It was about thinking better. Because when you learn to organize your speech, you're really organizing your mind. And when your mind is aligned, everything else, your goals, your productivity, your routine, starts falling into place. Start simple. Pick up a book like How to Win Friends and Influence People. Write your ideas. Practice in the mirror. Record voice notes. But most of all, listen. Great communicators are great listeners. Soon, you'll notice a shift. People start paying attention. They listen. They take you seriously. It changes the way you sell, the way you lead, the way you love. It changes everything. And once you've built all this, you're no longer the same. You've evolved. Now, it's time to put it all together. Now it's time to put it all together. Now is the moment to stop, take a deep breath, and do what most people never do. Organize your plan with intention. Grab a pen and paper. Seriously, not your phone. Not, I'll do it later. Write it down. What are your non-negotiable habits? Are you going to meditate? Train every day? Read 10 pages? Write it clearly. Because what isn't written gets lost in your mind. And without clear direction, you become easy prey for procrastination. Discipline without strategy is just blind effort. Next, choose your physical event. Pick something that scares you just enough. Something that excites you too. Could be a 10K run, a calisthenics competition, your first boxing class, a 30 kilometers hike. Put it on the calendar. Make it real. And finally, decide who you're going to make a promise to. Write the promise. Say it out loud. Feel it. Because that emotional connection is what's going to hold you up when your willpower runs dry. And trust me, it will. Now, pick your start date. Choose the day you disappear, and the day, 90 days later, that you come back. Treat this challenge like a holy war against your mediocre self. A mission, a conscious choice to go all in on radical self-improvement. And the moment this video ends, go watch the bonus content linked in the description. It'll show you exactly how to start earning online, how to build self-reliance, focus on IPAs, and align your financial mindset with your new identity. Because now that you know how to become unrecognizable, there's only one question left. Will you do it? You've got two choices from here. Close this video and keep living the same story. Or draw a line in the sand, look at it and say, from this moment on, I refuse to stay the same. The life you want isn't going to ask for permission. It's going to demand action, commitment, sacrifice, and most of all, persistence. People around you will notice the silence. They'll see you disappear. They'll say you've changed. And they'll be right. You'll be in monk mode, becoming someone no one recognizes, not even you. So now I ask you, when was the last time you truly took yourself seriously? When was the last time you stuck with something hard, long enough to see real results? Are you ready to face discomfort, boredom, and pain? To one day look in the mirror and see a man forged by discipline? If your answer is yes, then I want you to comment below. I will come back unrecognizable. And write the date you're starting. Because when you declare it, you start building it. And of course, if this video lit a fire inside you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, you won't find empty motivation. You'll find mindset. You'll find direction. You'll find a partner in your high-performance journey. Every week, I'll remind you of who you're becoming. With every video, a new step. With every step, a new version of you. So let's go. Because the revolution you've been waiting for starts with you. Now that you have the map, the question is simple. Will you stay who you are? Or will you disappear to become who you were born to be? Because 90 days from now, your life could be unrecognizable, or exactly the same. And the only difference between those two futures is what you choose to do right now. Are you going to follow the rules? Write down your non-negotiable habits? Mark your physical event? Study? Focus on IPAs? Make your promise? Sharpen your communication? Or are you going to let this opportunity slip through your fingers like all the others? If you're ready, then say it in the comments. I'm going to disappear and come back unrecognizable. And write the exact date you're starting. Make it public. Make it real. And of course, if this video spoke to you, hit subscribe. Here, you'll learn to master your mindset, build online income, lock in habits, sharpen focus, and live at a high-performance level. So turn on the bell, because the next video might be the final push you've been waiting for. I'll see you at the top, or I'll see you fighting for it.